The whole point of the NFL Red Zone is to provide live action updates from whatever game is offering big plays and big moments and doing so live. The question becomes, how the hell will the new format with commercials handle things if multiple big plays or touchdowns occur during a commercial break? And that is exactly the point of Red Zone. That's why they didn't do commercials. That's why they charged a premium price when it was still part of NFL. Now it's part of Disney, and this is what you're going to get.
Renegade Online.
NFL Red Zone making one terrible change that no NFL fan welcomes. Now, to set this up, you have to remember what just happened. We covered the story a couple of weeks ago. Disney, ESPN got in bed financially, corporately with the NFL, the National Football League. The NFL took an equity stake, owns now a piece of ESPN with Disney. And I think Hearst still has a piece of ESPN, if I'm not mistaken, from the ABC thing from 30 years ago when Disney bought ABC and they got Bob Iger. Hooray. The NFL owns a piece now. In exchange, the NFL basically turned over the NFL network to Disney, to ESPN, which included Red Zone. Now, for those of you who don't know, NFL Red Zone is something that is extremely popular with fantasy football guys because the NFL Red Zone is something, I mean, it's like an extra thing. People have been paying a premium for NFL Red Zone for years. Like if you bought the NFL Sunday ticket, you got NFL Red Zone. If you didn't want to do the ticket, you could get NFL Red Zone for an extra $5 or $10 a month, with your cable package. And people would light up for that during the football season. The reason is because you go to NFL Red Zone every Sunday, and like every NFL game, you'd be gridded. Like it would go through when they had it online, and then the NFL Red Zone itself, it was 7 hours every Sunday of nonstop football, and they would cut from one game to the next because the NFL, they can do what they want with it, right? It was premium, so it wasn't being broadcast on Fox or whatever. It was a premium thing behind the scenes, and it wasn't one game. On a Sunday, you might have 10 NFL games running between noon and 6 p.m. And what Red Zone would do, it would cut from one game to the next. Oh, a touchdown just happened. Go over here. Oh, we just got a safety. Oh, we just kicked the field goal. They would jump from 10. And the reason is you would have the fantasy football guys watching that all day long for fantasy stuff. So it's a real popular thing. NFL Red Zone on Sundays was a big thing. No commercials. There was no commercials, right? Because it was a premium package. They weren't selling commercials for it. It wasn't the entire games. You weren't seeing the broadcast that you were seeing on Fox or CBS or what have you. If the red hat would come out during a timeout for a commercial break, the camera just stayed on the field. The cameras are always running, right? Fox and CBS will cut away from commercials. Red Zone didn't. We're talking about something that's been around 20 years, at least. Here's what's coming, courtesy of Disney. The Red Zone will no longer be commercial free. The NFL fans that are paying for this are going to be pissed. The good news is that we're almost at the moment where the NFL Red Zone channel, by the way, this is from Outkick. This is from Clay Travis's Outkick. When the NFL Red Zone channel will once again take us for a ride on the most exciting moments of games for 7 hours on Sunday. But there's going to be a huge problem this season. Commercials. They're coming. Yeah. I'll be a little bit nervous. How long is this clip from the Pat McAfee show? I feel like that's going to get me copyright struck. I don't want to do that. The NFL Red Zone has been the NFL's all-action 7-hour Sunday broadcast showing every touchdown from every game in real time since inception in 2009. Okay, so almost 20 years ago. And since inception, it's been 100% commercial free. with the slight exception, runners across the bottom or side of the screen. But that's not what they're doing. It's not like, oh, a little logo, buy your Ford truck in the corner or something like this with the thing. Still, no. Now it's full commercial breaks. They're going to go full commercial breaks. And again, this is still a premium channel that is going to cost you $5 or $10, whatever the hell it costs nowadays. According to RedZone host Scott Hanson, who was on the Pat McAfee show apparently today, he delivered the disappointing news. I'm the host of the show, Hanson told Pat McAfee. The business folks handle the business, and I have no say over different elements that could or could not be in the show. Here's the thing. Poor Scott is telling the fans right now, please don't kill me. It's not my fault. I didn't do this. I'm just the host. I'm the guy doing the commentary. I'm the guy sitting there for 7 hours every Sunday for years, giving you guys what you wanted. I'm not doing this. And so you get the so-called Octobox with the live games going on. But again, commercials. We're getting 7 hours of Red Zone football instead of 7 hours of commercial-free Red Zone football. The sound that you now hear is an estimated 40 million viewers getting upset. The whole point of the NFL Red Zone is to provide live action updates from whatever game is offering big plays and big moments and doing so live. The question becomes, how the hell will the new format with commercials handle things if multiple big plays or touchdowns occur during a commercial break? And that is exactly the point of Red Zone. That's why they didn't do commercials. That's why they charged a premium price when it was still part of NFL. Now it's part of Disney, and this is what you're going to get. So they still expect the premium to get access to it, but now they're going to feed you commercials which work in direct contradiction to the point of the network. Okay, well, we were away for a 2.5 minute commercial break. Let's show you the 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals that you missed. What's the point? This is a massive foul up. And here's the thing. When you're watching with Valiant, they have commercials during the games. I know, but the Red Hats come in, stop the play on the field. They cut to a planned commercial break, come back and resume the game. The Red Hats don't walk out and stop a game or tell everybody to go to commercial while there's a play going on. And those commercial breaks during football games almost never occur at the same time. They're staggered. You'd be hard pressed to find. There will be at least one or 2 or 3 NFL plays happening somewhere, while maybe the other 2 or 3 are in commercial break. So this is bad. This is not going to make people happy. It has the potential to lose the whole point of the whole channel. We're not going to sacrifice any great football for any of the business side of things, Hanson insisted. Now, again, this poor guy is trying not to get lynched right now by the fans. He just went out there, and the Pat McAfee show is one of the biggest daily sports shows out there. He's a guy that started on YouTube. He's still broadcast on YouTube, and he's on ESPN. I don't know how he got that deal where he still gets to do his live show on YouTube, or at least he did for a long time, and the live show was being simulcast on ESPN. Because what is ESPN doing else in the middle of the day? Nothing. Taking up space and wasting time. But he's just trying not to get shot. But we will not miss a touchdown. We will not say, oh, okay, this is 1st and goal from the 5, but let's sell some pizza or pickup trucks. You pick and choose your spots like anything. Well, when you can, I don't know. Let me tell you what, once you kick the door open for advertising, it's only going to get worse. And there may not be a lot in the first season or 2, but I bet you within the next 2, 3, 4 years, it's going to be untenable. And this is the part where we blame the NFL and likely ESPN. Roger Goodell promised no changes when the deal was made with Disney. Roger Goodell, of course, is a well-known bullshit artist. If you follow the NFL, you know exactly what I'm talking about, especially if you were from New Orleans and you're a New Orleans Saints fan. We have an expression down here that we've chanted for probably at least a decade. Go to hell, Goodell, go to hell. He tried to copyright Who Dat and wanted to make it property of the NFL and start suing street vendors who sold fleur-de-lis on T-shirts in New Orleans. When I tell you that the NFL and Disney make great bedfellows, that should tell you something right there. Doesn't it sound like a real Disney thing to do? That went nowhere, by the way. Roger Goodell, I don't think, set foot in New Orleans again after that. I think the next time he came back was whenever the next Super Bowl was. And it was he avoided it because he was like, he was getting death threats. I mean, if somebody saw that man out on the street in New Orleans, probably wasn't getting out alive. This raised eyebrows as to what this all... Oh, wait. Sorry, let me back up. This is the part where we likely blame the NFL and ESPN. The worldwide leader last month announced the purchase of the NFL network, the RedZone channel, and its branding with other NFL properties. This raised eyebrows as to what that meant, particularly to journalistic integrity at ESPN, which, following approval, will both own and be in business with an entity it covers on a regular basis. Part of that skepticism and even suspicion about possible changes included what ESPN would do to the RedZone. And in fairness, it's unclear of the changes that began Sunday were dictated by ESPN. I'm telling you right now, bro, it was dictated. This was part of the deal. I guarantee you all of this would have absolutely been discussed as part of the negotiation. There's no way that this just snuck up. They were like Disney's just finding out about this today when Hanson goes on PMS Live. Give me a freaking break. Give me Pat McAfee show. His thing is actually hashtag PMS Live, Pat McAfee show. That's been his shtick for years. Goodell told us last month not to worry about any of this. That will actually stay the same, Goodell said of NFL RedZone during an interview with ESPN after the purchase announcement. It will continue to be produced out of NFL Network studios in California. It will be the NFL RedZone. I don't think fans will see any difference to that. That lasted, 2 weeks? So did Goodell misspeak, fail to read the agreement? What? Goodell said no one would see differences in the first week of August, and fans and viewers might have read that and decided to subscribe or resubscribe for 2025, thinking everything would be the same. Yes, because a lot of fans have already signed up for the last 4 weeks because of the preseason. But 4 days before the first regular season broadcast, we find out there are indeed differences. ESPN years ago ruined SportsCenter. It ruined sports for some by not sticking to sports. And now it's about to ruin the NFL RedZone. Amen. There you have it.
Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.